Who doesn't like to invest their money and see it double without putting in a lot of effort? Well, here's a piece of advice that might help you in your future investments. Buy when everyone is fearful. McGlone. Number 4. Buying at the right time. Ever since the pandemic, the financial world has been more unstable than many of us could have ever imagined, with some people becoming filthy rich and others becoming almost bankrupt. Investing your money in the safest way has become a growing necessity. But what assets should you invest your money into if you want to make sure to get the most out of your money? You might be thinking that bitcoins and cryptocurrency are probably the way to go about this, but in reality, crypto has been extremely volatile and might stabilize at some point in the future, but right now it's a risky investment. According to McGlone, investing your money in long bonds, gold, and Bitcoin. According to McGlone, Bitcoins are something that will definitely outperform the US stock market in the future. Not just McGlone, but multiple other investment experts have reached the conclusion that investing your money and buying stocks and assets at the same time when everyone is fearful is the right thing to do. The logic behind this shocking statement is that prices take a significant dip when people start to lose their faith in the market. Over time, this faith is eventually restored, and more often than not, prices do end up increasing. Therefore, if you're planning to buy a stock at some point, it's better to just buy it when the prices have taken a severe hit, rather than buying the same stock at a higher price in the future. Moreover, buying at a lower price and then selling it in the future will result in a higher profit margin than you would have made if you had made the purchase when the faith in the stock market had been restored. Well, we guess we can see the logic behind McGlone's statement now, but what do you think? What does your investing experience dictate about investing when people are losing their faith in the market? Well, before we get into more details about what McGlone has to say about investing money and why he thinks buying when everyone is fearful is a good idea, if you're liking our content so far, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you can get notified every time we post a new video. Number 3. The impact of inflation. The investment expert talked about how the US stock market is probably one of the most expensive stock markets in the world, and no other stock market can even come close to what the US stock market has to offer. He mentioned that 2022 is going to be the year of another major recession, and even termed it as the Great Reversion, since he thinks a lot of the financial trends will be similar to what happened in 1929. According to McGlone, a lot of things will take a severe dip in their prices, including the housing market, considering how housing prices went up all of a sudden because of the massive interest rates, or the transition of crude oil price from $50 to $130, and other things. There's a high chance that things will come back to their normal prices. Even though everything seems to be massively chaotic right now, there's a high chance that things will return to normal. Number 2. Buy Bitcoin now. According to McGlone, considering the incoming inflation, the stock market is probably not going to be at its best, and a much better option is to just buy Bitcoins. According to McGlone, the last 2 months of 2022 will initiate a recession that will imitate the trends from the recession of 1929. Despite the massive amount of fluctuations and doubts in that market, McGlone believes that Bitcoin will most probably become a risk-off asset in the future. Even though the prices of Bitcoin have dropped significantly right now, and it might not seem like the obvious choice, investing in Bitcoin would be a very wise thing to do, according to McGlone. According to him, the only reason why the price of Bitcoin went down significantly was because the stock market was going through the biggest correction ever, and some fluctuations were inevitable. Therefore, it's a good idea to buy Bitcoins right now, when the price is low and a lot of people are fearful about the crypto market. Number 1. Be greedy when others are fearful. It turns out that McGlone is not the only person who thinks that buying when everyone is fearful is a good idea. Investment expert Warren Buffett also shares a very similar opinion. According to him, no one makes money if they persist in their insecurities and are too skeptical about every investment move that they make. Being rational is not always the solution, and there are always 2 ways to look at a stock's price crashing. According to Warren Buffett, if a stock's price goes up, then it's good because they will end up making a ton of profit. But if the stock price goes down, then you can always buy more stocks and still be on the receiving end. Therefore, this investment expert believes that the only true way of making money in the stock market is by being greedy when everyone else is fearful. What do you think? When do you prefer to buy stocks? Let us know in the comments, and if this video was able to have an impact on your stock buying practices.